friends, I hope all is well. So glad you're able to join me today. Wanted to find out who's in your crew. You know, your friendship circle, the circle of friends that you tend to hang around with the most. Who's in your crew? So I've been studying the book of Luke very intently. Like, I would spend an absorbent amount of time in just one chapter because I want to see what God has to reveal to me through that chapter that I'm reading. So I'm spending an absorbent amount of time. I'm getting immersed, right? So in Luke 6, starting in chapter 12 through 16, I discovered something that I've never discovered before. And it's Jesus selecting his 12, his crew, his inner circle, right? Now, when I study that, I noticed something that Jesus did that I've never done before. And if you know me, the 20 years ago version of myself, it was a little bit messy. And what I mean by that is, for example, it was about, I'm 44, so it's about 20 years exactly. And I was dating this one guy, and out of nowhere, he just went ghost. He ghosted me, and I wanted to know why, right? So I called up my crew at that time. I was like, girl, we gotta ride by where he works. So we rode by where he works, and we sat out there, and they just sat with me. They were like, okay. And then I was like, girl, now he's still not picking up my calls. So now we drove past his house, and we wasn't in my car. We were more or less in my friend's car, which was an unmarked car. He wasn't familiar with that vehicle because I had to see what was going on. And that just stayed with me for a few years. And if I compare my friend circle then to now, my friend circle now, they will put me in check quickly. She'd be like, that is the most absurd thing that I've ever heard. And mind you, I don't want to go back down that road. So what I do now is I'll more seek my friend's advice for prayer. And it doesn't have to do anything with relationship status. It's just whatever my struggle is or whatever my situation is at that time, I'll seek my friend's advice. So being who I am, I'm very intentional when it comes to the words. So the word crew, I noticed in the book of Luke, Luke 6, that Jesus spent all day and all night praying before he selected the 12. So C in the word crew would be chosen by God. R would represent renewed in spirit because we shouldn't really live worldly, right? E, we got to do what's edifying. We have to do what's morally correct. And W, wise. We have to make wise decisions because if I do what I did back then, now, honey, I'd probably get shot. But bottom line is, who's in your circle? And if you're feeling like it doesn't measure up to what God wants you to be a part of, then I really encourage you to spend time in prayer, right? Get close to God, and God will show you the people who should be in your circle. And I know you're probably thinking what I thought, well, God, why did he select Judas? It's a part of God's plans. So the thing is, when we go to God to select who's in our circle, now we're surrendering to his will and allowing his will to be done, because I'm a firm believer of Romans 8:28, and it says that God will work all things together for our good, for those who love him, you know? So don't worry about it if you end up with a Judas in your circle, because again, if you're going to God about who should be in your circle, let his will be done, and he has a purpose for that Judas. All right, see you guys later.